Hello students, welcome back in the series of real numbers, and today's topic is fundamental theories of arithmetic. So let's get started. I'll just share my screen with you guys. Okay, so let's discuss two important properties of positive integers, namely the Euclid's division algorithm and the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. In the previous session, we have already discussed Euclid's division algorithm. So in this session, we will discuss mainly fundamental theories of arithmetic. Okay. So Euclid's division algorithm has to do with the divisibility of algorithms. Okay. It says any positive integer a can be divided by another positive integer b in such a way that it leaves a remainder r that is smaller than b. Okay. Let us consider a as the dividend, b as the divisor, and leaves a remainder r. R is the remainder. And of course, since b is the divisor, it will always be more than the remainder, right? If it is the divisor is less than the remainder, then it will be divisible, right? So the fundamental theorem of arithmetic has to do with multiplication of positive integers. We use it to prove the irrationality of the numbers such as root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7, root 11, and many more numbers are there. The list keeps on going. Okay, we apply this theorem to explore when exactly the decimal expansion of rational numbers, say p by q, where q is definitely not equal to 0, is terminating, and when it is non-terminating, repeating. So I'll tell you the meaning of terminating and non-terminating, repeating, okay? The word terminating, the number terminating refers to the fractional form p by q, which can end. For example, 1 by 2. 1 by 2 will end. The answer will be 0.5. It is not like 0.5555. It doesn't goes on like that. It has an end. Like 0.5 is the answer. But some numbers are there which do not have any end and keeps on going and going and going. One of the example of non-terminating is pi. The value of pi, if you know, is 22 by 7, whose decimal value is 3.14 dash dash dash. It keeps on going. It doesn't stops, okay? So it is non-terminating number. And non-terminating repeating numbers are one that after decimal have a series of number repeating. For example, after decimal point, I have 1, 2, 3. Then this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 keeps on repeating after the decimal point. It is non-terminating repeating number. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. Theorem 1.1 says, given positive integer a and b, there exists unique integer q and r satisfying a is equal to bq plus r, where r is more than 0 or equal to 0 and less than b. Okay, this basically means that for every unique integer, every positive integer, a and b, there will be unique integers. Like for every particular a and b, there will be different values for q and r. A is the dividend, b is the divisor, q is the quotient, and r is the remainder. Okay, so if I'm changing the dividend and the divisor, then it definitely means that the quotient and remainder will also be different. They will be unique, right? And this can be written in the form of a is equal to bq plus r, which is not very, you don't get confused by this. This simply means a is the dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder, okay? Euclid's division algorithm is a technique to compute the highest common factor of the two given positive integers. So by this, we basically find the highest common factor. Suppose we'll solve this question so that, because maths is all about solving questions, right? And here is one example so that it becomes easy for you to solve the questions that are given in the NCERT. Suppose we need to find the HCF of 455 and 42. So 455 is the dividend and 42 is the divisor. Okay, we start with a larger integer, that is 455. When we divide it, we can see that we get 455 is equal to 42 into 10 plus 35. 42 is the divisor, 10 is the quotient, and 35 is the remainder. Okay, now from this digit, we'll take the largest number. Okay, now consider the divisor 42 and the remainder 35. The one that was previously the divisor now becomes the dividend. Okay, and the one which was remainder now becomes the divisor. Okay, and apply division lemma to get 42 dividend is equal to 35 the divisor into 1 the quotient plus 7 that is the remainder. We have to continue doing this until we get the remainder 0. When we get the remainder 0, we'll get the HCF. Okay, so in next step, we'll make 35 as the dividend. So now consider the divisor 35 and the remainder 7 and apply division lemma to get. Now 35, as I told you, will become the dividend, 7 will become the quotient, 5 is the 7 is the divisor, 5 is the quotient, and 0 is the remainder. Now we get 0. Hence, we have to stop here. Okay. Notice the remainder has become 0 and we cannot proceed further. So, what we can see from here is the HCF is absolutely 5. There is another example for finding the HCF. I hope you can solve this. Let's move further. Okay, yeah, this is a nice question. It is a word problem. A sweet seller has 420 kaju burfis and 130 badam burfis. She wants to stack them in such a way that each stack has the same number and they take up the least area of the tray. So in this question, the questioner wants to ask you that there has to be a particular number of stacks, and in that particular stack, there has to be a definite number of burfis or katlis, whatever burfis, kaju burfis and badam burfis. Okay, for example, if there are 5 in each stack, then in all the stacks there should be 5. If 6, then all the stacks should have 6. So he's asking the number of burfis in each stack and the total number of stacks. Okay, so what can we do now to solve this question? What is the number so that what is the number of that can be placed in each stack for this purpose? As I already told you, we have to find HCF of 420 and 130. Then this number will give the maximum number of burfis in each stack, and the number of stacks will then be the least. Because we have to find the space should be very less. So we have to find the least one. Okay, so 420 is the dividend, 130 is the divisor, 3 is the quotient, and 30 is the remainder. As I told you, we have to keep going until the remainder comes out to be 0. Okay, so here we can see that 30 is equal to 10 into 3 plus 0. The remainder has come out to be 0, right? Therefore, the sweet seller can make stacks of 10 for both kind of burfis. Since we get the quotient as 10, I mean the divisor as 10, so it will be, the HCF will be 10. So this is all for today's session. In the next session, we'll keep on continuing the real numbers. Thank you, students, and keep practicing. If you find any doubt, you can just clear it out in the doubt sessions.